Hi, my name's Ben Head. I'm one of the support staff for SENuke. I've had a few inquiries coming in, people asking me basically how to use the wizard. They're saying they're sort of getting stuck on various little bits here and there. They just don't understand the logic behind it. So this video is going to create this video is designed to create a very easy step-by-step tutorial ready to follow. I'm not going to spend a lot of time showing you all the tricks and techniques with regards to content and bits and pieces here and there. It's literally going to be a case of saying what you've got to put in each box in order to get to the point where you can press the go button. So, from the first step, we literally click on the wizard button and that brings up our campaign information page. Now I'm going to put in there client 2, you can put in there whatever you want to call it essentially. All this literally tells me is that once I've finished all this and done my first submission, I'll know that it was this campaign that was relating to all the results it brings. Now, number of profiles, this is actually really numbers of sets of profiles. Now, the idea is the more sets of accounts that you have, the more different people it looks like are promoting your site. Essentially, it takes a bit longer to run the submission when you've got to create 3 lots of accounts. However, once again, you don't have to sort of recreate accounts so regularly because, of course, you've already got some fail safes in there already. However, I always prefer to go as quick as possible, so I actually always go for 1 set of profiles, and I tend to recreate profiles every 2 weeks or so, just as a bit of a gauge for you. Okay, money site details. This is obviously the domains that you want to start building backlinks to. You put the main core domain there. You could obviously put pages of that domain in the following ones, or you could put a blog and a Facebook page, pretty much anywhere you want to build backlinks to. And the keywords you want to rank for, self-explanatory once again. So you want to put your main keywords in these boxes. Okay, and that's that. So, account name, choose a number of profiles, put in your money site URLs, put in some keywords, and off you go. Now, as you can see, for the tags, which are sort of site tags, it's already picked up the keywords as the sort of recommended tags, which is correct. You probably might want to add 1 or 2 more in there. So, for example, I might want to do time and attendance. There we go. Subdomain, very similar. It's picked up the keywords and put them into a format that could be used as part of a subdomain. It's also inserted them into spin tags, so it's going to choose between these 3 variations here: time, attendance, clock, systems, and solutions. As you can see there, it's also going to insert one of these numbers from between that spin tag and one of these numbers there. Now, because that is the default that technically used by everyone who doesn't change it, I always insert a bit of extra code in here, which literally just chooses a couple of these character selections here. As a result, it's just making my submissions a tiny bit more unique. Title wise, normally you just put in your article title there, or just something like that. Unfortunately for me, my article writer this time hasn't actually given me a title, so I'm literally selecting the first sentence and I'm going to use that for the purpose of the test. Obviously, ideally you want a unique title, completely unique title, and spun as many times as you can to ensure it's unique every time. Number of links, once again, it's just a default, so if you tell it to insert some links, it will insert 3 by default, but you can be more selective about that later on. User profiles, doesn't really matter too much. You click on to generate in the company there, just put something vaguely relevant like this, Ltd. Over here in select categories, well, I know that my client is related to human resources, they're sort of technology business, and I'll put general here so that if it can't find anything to do with these ones, then it will pick the general category by default. As you can see, otherwise it picks random, which occasionally you can see coming up. Right, now enter the best login detail. This tool which will allow you to produce that spin tags that I showed earlier. So all these sort of things in the brackets and the parentheses, that is called spin tags. And the best spinner makes it a damn sight easier for you to produce that yourself. I pay a professional writer to do all this sort of stuff for me, so I don't use the best spinner. However, if I didn't have this, then I do have an account with the best spinner, but I don't use it because of that reason there. Now, step 2, author bio and about me section. Essentially, this is just a tiny bit of blurb just to populate your profile a bit further. If you say something like, let me know, I am passionate about my industry. For more information. Right, and that's, as you see, it's just a bit of general, just a general bit of blurb there. It's better to keep these 2 different, usually, so you type one thing there, type something else here. The only reason I've copied these 2 in there is to save a bit of time. Right, now, this is the linking diagram. This is the big scary one for everybody. Now, as a beginner, the best thing you can do is literally select one of the pre-made diagrams. Now, for example, I've actually made a slightly edited version of one of the standard diagrams here. And once you double click on one, it will come up with all these fields here, and that's all you need to do. That's all you need to worry about. If you want to get more technically involved in that, and there's the video tutorials on the SENuke site that actually teach you how this all works and the way to set it up. However, if you just want to get things rolling, then as I said, just click open up over here and select one of these from the pre-made lists. Once you've done that, you can click next. Right, this is the module specific settings, and as you can see, what we're doing here is filling in all the information that is required for each of the modules that are in our linking diagram. So the profile one is just because I've only selected one set of profiles back in our original screen over here, and it's asking me. It's over there now. Okay, right, so since profile one, I'm literally going to auto-generate those. Once again, doesn't really matter what that says, and click create an email address. Now, the recommended one is we download a pre-created Hotmail account, so I'm just going to click that. What you can see here is the actual SENuke submitters opened up. Now, normally all four of these browsers are going all at the same time, posting and creating accounts on different sites, etc. At the moment, we're just literally going to be, the submitter's literally going to be logging into Hotmail with a preset email address that SENuke stored. It's going to log in, change some settings, and customize the account to us, and then log back out, and that will allow us to then use that account for generating emails later. So I'm just going to wait a second whilst it does its thing. Quick as that. Right, as you can see, it's now populated information with an email account and the login details, and we're going to click test. We have to do that. They won't let us go past it without testing it. So there we go, successfully created the account. Now, usually, as I said, that is at the start. So the next step would have been this one here. Now, you literally work across these tabs in this order. Keep sanity nice and intact. Now, what we're looking at here is the ability to actually, from my own keyword, my main keyword, I can click generate content. SENuke is then going to go and find similar articles and try and combine them into a readable and decent looking article. Now, it's not perfect, of course. One of the best way to do it is, of course, to actually insert your own links. As you can see, it's actually picked up someone else's backlink from one of their own articles, which you don't want in there. Now, in my case, what I've done is I've paid a professional content writer to write the article, and then I've taught him how to spin using the best spinner. So he then sends me fully spun articles all ready to go. So I'm literally pasting in that article in here, and as you can see, it's all come up with the spin text in place there. Now, if you don't understand what spin text is doing, if I just select this one for you, as you can see, within the parentheses are unique, distinctive, special, and different, all separated by the pipe symbol. Now, what that means is every time SENuke is going to submit, it's going to choose one of these as an option to replace instead of this block. So it'll come up as the unique, or the distinctive, or the special, or the different, every version, so to speak. So if I click preview sample, as you can see, it's taken out all of those and is instead inserting individual phrases and sentences, and that'll be different every time I click it. Right, okay, so we pasted the article in there. This edit link placement is very important to pay attention to. As you can see down here, I've already have a #links# symbol in there, which is going to insert links from my money site into the article. Now, this links function will pick up links depending on where it is in the chain. So if it's actually runs as the result of another directory service running or the search bookmarking running, it'll pick up links from there instead. Now, over up here on the right, you can see that you can either just tell it to insert links at the bottom, or you can tell it to insert links by replacing where it says #links3 with this amount of links. So that's what I've opted for here. Now, ideally, you want to place different content into each one of these. So social network, I've got this one article. Once all that's filled in like it is there, I click on the article directory, and I can technically put a whole another article, whole different title, tags, and a spinnable author bio this time. Once again, you can actually insert links into this particular module by doing so like that. Always important to check that you've got this selected based on what you're actually doing. So if you are inserting and putting links at the bottom like this, then make sure you've got that ticked as well. Once again, I've literally copied the very same article that I pasted into there and then pasted into this one. You shouldn't really do that. You should keep the content different every single time. However, it's just easy for the purpose of the example. So, as you can see, I literally fill in a bit of that. I would spin that normally and make it so it would be unique a few times. The title is spun, the tags are still in there, and the article's there. I could have downloaded it using this generate content function again if I wanted to. And I've checked that my links are there and it's inserted in the right place. Social bookmarking is looking for a really simple short description saying, oh, this bookmark takes you to a wonderful site that does X, Y, and Z. Once again, for the purpose of the test, I'm just going to copy and paste that in there just so we've got some data in there. Social network 2, this is essentially this is another version of the same module that we've already got running in the first place. So because of the placing in the project, so to speak, this will run with different links. Once again, ideally, the idea is that you'll have a different article in there, so to create further backlinks, new unique content, etc., leading back to your money site. So once we go through all the options, once again, looking for a social bookmarking wants us to put a small description in there. Press release works very similarly to the article directory site, so I'm going to copy all that across into here. Once again, we've got the links. I'll check the links are ticked. So I've got my author bio there. I've got the company and etc. etc. Same again. All ready to go. And that's almost as simple as it is. As you can see, I'm just checking that my links are in the right place. I'll do a quick preview. I can see my title reads fine, and my article seems to read fine. It's inserting the links down here. Oh, one thing I noticed, I didn't put my hash links into this section over here. And there we go. As you can see, that's where the links would go into the main article, and then in my author bio, there's the sample links once again. Now, once that is all done, we literally click on next. Now, this is the final step. I've just, yeah, so at the moment you can see my username and password for my capture account, so I'll probably change that before I release the video. Now, here you're choosing a capture solving service. Now, many people have asked me, why isn't there a free one? Other companies have used free ones, etc. The free ones are done by a purely system-based solution, so it will try desperately to see if it can read, you know, what the image is trying to tell you. The really, really low success rates and those sort of things. And I've used them myself with tools like XGen before. Tiny, tiny success rate, but of course you don't really complain about it because it's free. Now, these services here are extremely powerful. One or two of them, in fact, actually use outsourcers who actually will sit there and type them all in manually, so you have a human service, extremely fast and extremely great value for money. It just means that you can leave SENuke unattended and know that it's going to be verifying all through those sites for you without having to sit there and, you know, verify 1,000 different things yourself. It'll always ask you to check the balance once you have chosen. You've still got to replenish that pretty soon. Once that's done, make sure all these boxes are ticked. Essentially all that's saying is that when Windows starts, turn on SENuke, log in straight away. If it crashes or anything happens, just obviously restart, and that's telling you you're enabling automatic capture solving. You do have the option to do it manually, probably just really wouldn't recommend it. Now, these options are best left unfiddled with. The default is 10, I've set it to 11, doesn't make much difference from what I can see. People do report good results with 6 of these browser windows, however, a lot of people report better results with just 4. I now use just 4. Down here it's a scheduling option, so you can choose what day it starts. By default it starts half an hour in advance of your time that you're actually at the moment. You can spread it over several days, schedule it into the future, etc. And that is that, literally. So once that's all filled in, click next. Final screen, ready to export, you click finish. All it's doing is creating all those modules into our little campaign window, which we'll see in a second. And there we have it. So this is the campaign about to run. Now, this bit here is left over from something else I was doing earlier. Now, as we can see here, the first part of the project is the account creation project, which is going to go through and create all the accounts for all these other various sites, etc. It's scheduled to start at about 9:13, and once that has run, the next one will start. It says that this will start after account project creation 12 is finished creating, and then once again this one will start after social network. In fact, 4 of these at once will start, and then onto this one, etc., etc. Now, at this point, I could literally minimize SENuke to the toolbar and just let it running, and that will all go through. Eventually, you'll see URLs start to populate in here as it gets finished, and you can double click to open those and have a look at the anchor text and have a look at the URLs it's creating for you, etc. And that is how you create an extremely simple SENuke campaign from start to finish. If there are any more technical questions or anything you feel I might have missed, please do drop me a message at the forums or through the SENuke portal itself, or you can email me directly at ben@senuke.com. Thank you very much for watching.